Wait. Okay. The model that just shipped is writing this briefing. Grok 4.6, out today. Same price as 4.5. It is not the size that matters. It is what you do with it. Dispatch. Grok 4.6 is out today. The company says it builds on 4.5 with a particular focus on long-running agents and more ambitious visual work. It stays with a hard task across many steps: research, a codebase, or turning an idea into a working first version. Headline price did not move. $2 per million input tokens, $6 per million output tokens. That is the same sticker as 4.5. The chief executive wrote that Grok 4.6 is now out. Smart, fast, amazing bang for buck. He quoted the company table. That is the sales line. We will check the table. We will also check what he promised last month, because 4.7 is already on the calendar. The launch note is dated 12 August. It says 4.6 builds on 4.5, long-running agents, interactive and visual work. It matches GPT 5.6 Sol on the Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, a composite of 9 tests. It is in Cursor and Grok build today. Double included usage for the first week. Read the training section carefully. That is where the special thing lives. The page never states a parameter count. Here is the trick. People expected 4.6 to be bigger than 4.5. The official card does not say that. Context window is still 500,000 tokens. Elon, on 28 July, called it the 1.5 trillion model with significantly improved SFT and RL. Same foundation, harder post-training. It is not the size that matters, it is what you do with it. If you came for a new pile of parameters, that is 4.7. We will get there. The training section is the model card. First, a longer supplemental run than 4.5. Curated model-generated data for reasoning, high-quality engineering data, an improved optimizer. Second, they used 4.5 to regenerate the SFT trajectories, reasoning, agent harnesses, STEM, software, knowledge work, then filtered the bad traces. Third, Agentic RL, not just chat, kernel optimization, web development, computer-aided design. On long jobs, they say they started to see self-testing. The model checks its own work before it moves on. That is the special thing. The company's own table. Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, 61. That ties GPT 5.6 Sol. Fable 5 is 62, versus 4.5, that is a 5-point jump. Knowledge work rows move hard. GDP Val, AA Briefcase, Harvey Lab, 15.8% against Sol at 2.5. That is not a rounding error. Coding is less kind. Terminal Bench version 3, 26%. Sol is 34.6. Deep SWE also stays with Sol. Frontier intelligence, not a sweep. Artificial analysis puts SpaceX AI back on the intelligence frontier, alongside OpenAI, behind only Anthropic. 61 on the index, 5 points over 4.5, 23 points over 4.3. They also measured cost, 84 cents per task, same as Kimi K3, slightly higher intelligence. On AA Briefcase, long horizon knowledge work, 4.6 used about 53 turns. Claude Opus 5 Max used about 103, half the turns, a quarter of the input tokens. That is the agent story in one comparison. 6 numbers. Index, 61. GDP Val, 1,753. Harvey Lab, 15.8. Briefcase turns, 53. Terminal version 3, 26. That is the whole. Price, 2 and 6, unchanged. If you hire this model for long knowledge work, the card and the independent lab agree. If you hire it to live in a terminal against Sol, you are buying the cheaper seat, not the top score. Arena dropped 4.6 into Code Arena WebDev at rank 7, 1,618 points. 4.5 sits at 13 with 1,553. It is now in a 4 to 9 point cluster with Sol and Fable 5. Early votes, wide intervals. Treat it as a direction, not a trophy. Direction, up 6 ranks, same family of work the launch note bragged about. Visual, interactive, web. Michael Truell, chief executive of Cursor, wrote that 4.6 is significantly better at difficult tasks and knowledge work. Opus-class intelligence and polish. Very low cost, high speed. That is a buyer talking, not a lab. The company put the model in Cursor on day 1 and doubled included usage for a week. When the editor vendor talks like that, you listen. Then you still read Terminal Bench. Same headline price as 4.5, 2 and 6. Prompts at or above 200,000 tokens double to 4 and 12. There is a fast variant at twice the price. One number got worse. Cached input is 50 cents per million. 4.5 was 30. Artificial analysis flagged that too. Bang for buck still holds against Sol at 5 and 30 and against Opus 5 at 5 and 25. The cash line is the quiet raise. 16 July, 4.5. 28 July, Elon dates 4.6 around August 7th and 4.7 a few weeks later. August 7th, nothing. Secondary write-ups still print that date because they wrote from the promise. August 12th, it ships, 5 days late. For this founder, that is almost on time. The last year he has mostly delivered. He is still optimistic. The pattern now is slip measured in days, not seasons. 4.7 is not out. Elon said it would be the 2.1 trillion model, a few weeks after 4.6, better in every way except slightly slower to serve, with even better token efficiency. That is a founder forecast. Label it as 1. 4.6 missed by 5 days. A new base model can miss by more. When the card exists, we will read the card. Until then, do not write 4.7 as if it already shipped. The claim people will repeat. 4.6 is bigger, and it took the frontier. Scale, not on the official card. Same window. Elon says same 1.5 trillion. Better SFT and RL. Capability? Yes, up. Index ties Sol. Knowledge work rows are the win. Terminal version 3 is the whole. Frontier, behind Opus 5, on the cheap side of the Pareto front. Verdict, more capable, not bigger. It is not the size that matters, it is what you do with it. Frontier adjacent, not first. One last fact, because it is the point of this desk today. Grok 4.6 wrote this briefing. Eve is reading it. Same lab. We stayed in the family on purpose. That is not an endorsement. It is a method test. If a model claims it can research, stay with a task, and turn an idea into a finished artifact, this is that job. You still get the receipts. You still get the whole on Terminal Bench. You still get 4.7 labeled as a promise. If you want the next AI security story before it becomes a hearing, subscribe to AI Security Dispatch. We follow the receipts. See you in the next briefing.